This is our 71st anniversary of the founding of a political party. We were launched at 8th of July 1943. And as you're well aware, the Jamaica Labour Party has been that political movement that has laid the foundation for modern Jamaica and to build out an independent Jamaica. In that regard, the Labour Party within its philosophy is firm in its view and conviction that education is indeed the real root of a modern society. And hence, over the years, the JLP has invested into education. We started out in the 40s by building up some 126 primary schools to get our primary students from under trees and into some shacks, into proper facilities. And throughout the years, we have continued a program of enhancing primary schools and early childhood education. And in the 60s, I know a lot of persons will remember Mr. Shearer listing out the 60 secondary schools that were built by the Jamaica Labour Party. And interestingly, that was the first World Bank loan to any country internationally for education. And within the context of that loan was also investment into tertiary institutions. UTEC CAST at the time got some funding, and the Jamaica School of Agriculture that was at Pitman Park, as well as the Dental Auxiliary School, also participated in that. Our investment into the health of the nation is unmatched over the years. We have built hospitals right across the length and breadth of Jamaica. Savlamar Hospital, the Maypen Hospital, the Cornwall Regional Hospital, the University Hospital, the Children's Hospital are notable, as well as our investment in health and health services, culminating with the JLP granting free health care for all Jamaicans in our last administration. The city of Kingston used to be flooded. It was the Jamaica Labour Party who built out a drainage network, and then we got the famous name of Gully Government. And we are proud to have been the ones to build out that network so that a lot of persons, and that Kingston today can be the modern city it is with a modern drainage network. The JLP invested from in the 40s into our road network. We were the first government to introduce asphalt on a widespread basis across every parish. We started in the 60s the 100 village program, where investments were made into 100 villages in terms of building out the town center so that there are community centers, arts and craft, and opportunities for the people within the villages. The JLP also interestingly invested into the retirement benefits and well-being of our people by starting the NIS, the National Investment Fund, and some persons mischievously branded it SIN, turned it around and called it SIN. Well, even some of those who were doing it then have benefited from it. And I'm sure Ms. Cuthbert is well aware of the founder and the conceiver of that program, Mr. Lyndon Newland. Interestingly, I must also place on the table that within the concept of the NIS then was a component for housing, and it went very well. And then the former Prime Minister, the Most Honorable Michael Mann, lifted that component and named it the National Housing Trust, the NHT, which has continued to benefit a lot of Jamaicans. It was the Jamaica Labour Party who introduced modern labor laws into the country and to ensure that our workers got a fair compensation for their day's labor. The whole matter of equal pay for women in the public service, that was expounded by the founder, the Right Honorable Sir Alexander Bustamante, and had it implemented in his government. It was the JLP who introduced television into Jamaica. And in the 80s, we also introduced color television. And in the 80s, we opened up the media landscape by allowing license to a lot of community radio stations. I know some persons may remember Radio West, Radio Northeast, and Radio Central. And they have all grown. And therefore, sometimes when you hear people saying that the JLP is not media friendly, I wonder which JLP they speak about. We started the food stamp program, which is the forerunner to the PATH program. And that assisted and helped a lot of persons right across the length and breadth of Jamaica. It was the Jamaica Labour Party who conceived and implemented the Urban Development Corporation, the UDC, to develop downtown Kingston, the waterfront in Ocho and Montague Bay, and laid the profile for a modern degree. It was the Jamaica Labour Party who developed the Jamaica Stock Exchange, the Jamaica Development Bank, the student loan, where the children of the poor could access loans to get tertiary education. It was the Jamaica Labour Party who also invested into the Police Training Academy, which today has been now renamed the National Training Academy. So the seeds were planted by the JLP. And it was the Jamaica Labour Party who moved the School of Agriculture from Twickenham Park from an urban center to Portland. And I must also add for editorial note that I was a pioneer student when the move went to Portland. So I'm a pioneer student there. It was the JLP who conceived and implemented Agro 21. And a lot of criticisms came about Agro 21, but today, where we launched Agro 21 in Spring Plain, I hear there's an agro park that is cited. There's this very same concept of Agro 21 of having a mother farm and then smaller farms supplying with regards to the processing facilities at the mother farm. The introduction of HEART to provide training for a lot of our young persons who never made it fully within the high school system, and it was a safety net. The whole matter of the police academy, the development of nursing, and there's a whole host of other things that the JLP did to lay the foundation for a modern society. And as we evolve, the JLP is now moving towards a knowledge-based society. And as we move to that, I'm going to ask the leader to take up on that, to lay the foundation, because we have laid the foundation that has been the JLP that has contributed most to nation building. And today, as chairman of this proud party, the greatest political movement in the Caribbean, I want to say to every laborite across the length and breadth of Jamaica, across the regions overseas, happy anniversary.